Ta-da! Bonjour! Excuse me 1 second. Hi, hope everyone's well. Brian here again, just to give you just a short vid on a new snare drum I've bought. Firstly, thanks to any new subscribers that have come in. I think I'm up to 14 now, which is cool. So I've got something on my glasses which is hanging off. Let's get rid of that. So yeah, thanks for new subscribers. That's always a nice thing to see. So as I say, I'll subscribe back and keep them coming. Yeah. So so where are we today? Is we're doing a new drum I've got, which surprise is an Olympic. If you watched any of my other videos, you'll see that I am I'm a Premier fan. Olympic, Beverly, I like Ludwig as well, but mainly I collect old Premier stuff. And this is just one of a number of snares, especially ollies that I've got. And I thought I'd do one on this because it's a bit of a rare one. I only got it yesterday, and I spent all night, as I tend to do. As I get them, I'll strip them down, give them a good old clean, service all the bits, all the working parts, and put it back together. So I thought I'd do one on this. This is a 1959-60, very specific date, a 1959-60 Olympic. And it's that day because it's I'll show you more closely in a minute, but it's a transition badge which is there. And it's a cardboard badge which they did before they switched to another style of badge. So if you know anything about ollies, I've got some in previous videos. The 50s Olympic badge was like a blue tin foil, surprisingly, on a badge. It was like a Olympic like this. I've got a white marine pearl if you look back in another video, which is a 1958. Then it moved to, so that badge was from like 1945 to 58. Then it went to this badge for 1 year, which was 59 to 60. Then it went on to the round badge, which again you can see another snare which is similar to this that I refurbed. It's a 60s one, 62, and it's like an oval badge with Olympic across the middle. So that was from like 1961 to 1969, and then it went, I've just got this one to show you, then it went 1970 to 79, it went to the square Olympic badge, which you can see there. So it just gives you a little bit of where the badges are. This one is a transition badge, so they made this badge on this drum for 1 year only, and that was 59 to 60, and then it went to the round badge. So that's why it makes it rare. I've seen them in pictures and stuff. I've never actually seen one, and I've never seen one for sale since when this one came up. I grabbed it. It's made of cardboard again, and the Olympic badge is actually a sticker that goes across it. It's got Olympic like this. I'll show you it close in a minute. But it was, like I said, it was made for 1 year. It's called the Olympic Transition Badge. So it was made on drums between 1959 and 1960. That was it. And then they switched. So I don't know how many of them they did. It might have been 100, it might have been 1,000, it might have been loads. My guess, knowing the history of Premier, is they probably did like late to mid hundreds of this drum with this badge on, and then it went. Obviously they didn't want to spend money on a badge when they knew they were making a new one, so it was a quick kind of fix. It's the normal, it's an 8 lugger, which is good. Olympic 6 lug, mainly you get 6 lugs on Olympic. You get some 8 and you get some 10s. The 8 to 10s are the better. Birch with beech reinforcement rings, obviously, as most ollies and Premiers are. It's a 14 by 5, I think it's a 14 by 5.5 actually, yeah it is. Beautiful drum. I bought it from an old guy who'd had it from new. So it had one owner, and he bought it in 1960, it must have been 61, he said he got it. So it was probably in a shop for a year, then he bought it. He obviously gigged it, but he'd looked after it, and it was, what you get on these finishes is white tends to go a bit yellowy, which some people like. I don't mind it personally. It's just from the atmosphere, from smoky clubs, from dirt, and but I've managed to bring that up to like a nice creamy white, which is quite cool. It's got the triple flanged hoops, which I love actually. You get these hoops on ollies from about 1950 to probably 60. You get these big hoops, and they're like, again, I'll show you them close up, but they're like that. They give you a massive fat sound. They destroy your sticks because it's so high, and I tend to rim shot every time I hit. I rim shot. But you get with them hoops, someone called them tall boy hoops, I think they're called. But they're so fat, they make the snare sound twice the size. They're really, really good. If you can find them, they're quite expensive on their own, but if you can find them, get them. So it's got the triple flanged hoops, the tall boy hoops, top and bottom. It was all original. It had the original Everplay head and the original Everplay on the bottom, which I've still got on actually, I haven't changed yet. Original throw off, everything on it was original. So I've had it, cleaned it up, and it's back. But as I say, it's quite rare because of this transition badge. Now, I haven't seen them, and I collect loads of Premier stuff and Olympic, and I'm always looking around, and I've never seen one. So I'll show you it close up anyway, just so you know what I'm talking about. There's the badge. So you can see it's a sticker. I'll get a few different angles so you can see it if I move it against the light. It's had a few little scuffs, as it will do. It's a piece of paper, you know, but to find one, and especially in that condition, is super rare. I challenge you to go and have a look on the internet or look around and see if you can see another one. You just don't see them because they fall off, they get scraped, they peel off, but you can tell it's been looked after. If you look really closely, you can just see Made in England on the bottom. I don't know whether you can read it, but you can see the type, and there's the Olympic sticker. So that's a cardboard 1959 to 1961 transition badge. There's the nice big hoops. They're the Ollie lugs that you get on this era drum. This us up to 50s and 60s have these lugs on. Then they go to the squarer ones. There's your dampener. There's the internal dampener inside. You can see the shell and the reinforcement rings. Shell's in beautiful condition, by the way. That's not the original snare. I'm going to get some pure sounds for it. There's the Ollie throw off. I've just whacked the pinstripe on it. I'll get an Emperor because it's a nice fat sounding drum, so that'll make it even more. But there's the transition badge, just so you can see it. If you haven't seen one before, there she is. And in that condition is a proper find, a real good find. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there because again, I search for a lot of these things and I never find them. Sometimes you find, if you're looking for Olympic snare drum, it'll be a video of someone playing a snare drum for 5 minutes and then they don't say anything about it. The idea of me doing these vids was to try and give a bit of info that I've had to search and find, you know, because it's interesting to know about the drum, and it's not always, you know, snare drums sound how you make them sound, you know. It's not gonna, it's a snare drum, it's not gonna change the world. It does sound really nice, but it's how you tune it, it's what head you put on. So it's not so much about the sound, it's more about what it is. And any info, you might be looking for info on Olympic snare drums, and there you go, that's it. So you can see them lugs, and then you've got, as I was just explaining, in the 70s it goes into the squarer lugs, which are those ones there, a bit more chunkier. I like them lugs though as well. So yeah, so there you go. Generally, if you're trying to date an Ollie, it can be difficult, but you can generally get it down to within a 2-year period. As I say, if you get the square badged Ollies like these ones, square badge Ollie, that's from 70 to about 79. There's a round badge Ollie, that's from 1960 to 69. And then you've got the transition badge, like I say, which is only for 1 year, 59 to 60. Then before that is the blue Olympic badge, and that goes from about 1950 to 59. So you can generally get it within a short year span. Again, for the likes of this one, That's mahogany, as you can see. And Olympic only made up mahogany drums for about 4 years. So you can kind of roughly tell, you know, what the age of that one. But that one, you can't go wrong with the age. It is what it is, you know. But so yeah, a bit of info for you on Ollie. I hope it helps. You know, it's difficult to age things, I know, and it's difficult to know what things sound like. I can't really play it because my neighbours, they'll go mental. It's not, I haven't tuned it up, I've just banged the head on and but there you go, and here's a quick one. So yeah, have a look around. 1950s, it's 59 to 60 transition badge, quite a rare one. It's had one owner, like I said, so I'm really pleased with that, and it's something I keep all my snares anyway, so I'm going to keep this one. I can't wait to play it, I really can't. Give it a good old threshing, see what she's got, but it's fat, it's big, them hoops make it, you know, give it a real crack. And like I said, I'll get a set of pure sounds on it. I think I'll put a Emperor on to give it a nice warm, kind of rich tone. So there you go anyway. That's the drum. I wanted to share it with you, like I said, because they're quite rare and I've never seen another one. There's certainly no videos about them anywhere. And I hope the dating thing helped. If you have any questions, please give us a shout if you want me to try and date your drum for you. I'm quite good at it, to be honest, because I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to Olympic and Premier. So there it is anyway. Hope you enjoyed it. Again, please subscribe in, comment in, all that stuff, it all helps. And I'll keep putting out more informational videos rather than just playing a drum, you know. It's about the drum, it's not about the sound so much. Like I said, any snare drum, you can make it sound how you want it to sound. It's, you know, it's not always easy to find info about them, so that's what I'm trying to do anyway. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna have to saunter off towards the video. This is me sauntering. So there's the drum, that's what the video's about. Thanks for subscribing, and I hope to speak to you soon. Cheers.